I'm going to go ahead and set the stage. I am currently taking an ed course called Instructional Equality. And part of that class is we're supposed to take a stand. If we see an injustice in the world, we're supposed to fight against it, bring awareness to it, and directly interact with it. And I'm just going to go ahead and say I failed. I am not used to failing, but in this case, it's not so much that I lack the courage to take a stand. There's a few reasons why I failed. Part of it is getting caught up in regular school life and not taking enough initiative to go out and really focus all my effort into this. It's been a particularly bad semester. No excuses, but it has been. And another part of it is that I have become a very isolated person. Since last semester, most of my friends graduated. I don't really go out that much. I don't spend my extra time with that many people. So the opportunities to interact with people who are very different than I am, who might take different positions on things than I would, has been limited. And this project definitely reminded me how isolated I've also become online. I will say that's not exactly the worst thing in the world. I did the whole let's talk to everybody all the time thing in my teenage years, and I don't necessarily do it too much now. So what did I do that I failed at? I started by trying to take my blogs, which are very much directed to art, people who are looking for art, and try and incorporate social activism into that. So I took very meaningful quotes, at least meaningful to me, from my history courses, from essays I read on past activists, and I incorporated them into art to try and remind us how social movements have been enacted in the past. I think one of the issues today in activism is that we don't have the language for it. We also don't understand that activism is a gradual thing, that there's a lot of talking, working together, and movements behind any policy that gets changed or something that gets reformed in order to bring more liberties to people. So I wanted to bring awareness to that. I think it could have been better executed had I had more time or more focus to actually put that together. I also think the right setting was also needed. I don't necessarily think I have that setting right now. I definitely want to keep going with it though. See where it gets me. I did get a few responses, but not really comments on it. It's more like, hey, I like this thing, let me share it. So there wasn't a huge impact there. I really loved the video that we watched, which is called Color of Fear. So I took that video and I found clips from it or compilations of other works that the same person had done, and I posted them online. I got a total of at least 44 views for the actual thing, but I don't know if anyone watched the videos. I don't have the ability to find out those statistics, and unfortunately no one commented back. I'm gonna go ahead and leave all of that up, and hopefully someone who watches this, because I'm gonna leave it unprivated, and hopefully someone watching this will respond to that. I didn't do this specifically for this class because I try and participate in some manner every year, but there's a charity event called Project for Awesome that takes place on YouTube. They do 24 hours, 48 hours, somewhere around there, of a live stream every year, and they have people submit videos for charities, and everyone who participates, whether you're donating or whether you're just going to the site, you get an opportunity to to vote for one of the videos. And in order the idea is that everyone gets a say in how the money is spent and everyone can help raise the money. They do this through giving, well, not really giving, but taking certain items and they sell them, and all the proceeds go to the charities. They give pennies for every comment on the videos so the videos themselves can get more attention. And this year I voted for Define American. It was a video posted by an illegal immigrant, and he was telling his story about living in an American as an undocumented immigrant. And I feel that fits in very well with what we've been doing in class, and it felt right to vote for that particular charity. And in addition to that, and this is where my audience comes in if they still want to do this, is for the next 24 hours, I believe, they are still taking donations, and I have been doing art in order to raise money for these charities. So if you want to donate and you want to get art from me, just message me. I would love to do that and continue to participate. I think the important takeaway from all this is to know that in order to enact a change, we have to have an audience. We have to have someone who is willing to listen, and in a lot of ways that requires a lot of time and effort in order to just get the dialogue started. We have to either have a fan base on a social media platform, or we have to demand attention in different ways by intervening in another conversation when you hear something or take part in a protest. There's a lot of things that can happen, but it really requires a great deal of yourself just going out and taking part. I know that I didn't do that too much this semester, but I have done it in the past. I've taken part in marches or protests and gone out and done those things, and I know that there's usually always a confrontation, and being able to handle that is an extraordinarily important part of actually advocating for something. I'm going to keep putting myself out there, and I'm going to just see what happens.